There's a hydrangea in your yard right now, and it's done everything you asked of it. It came back every spring. It filled out, green and full, exactly the shape a healthy shrub should be. And for the second, maybe third year in a row, it has given you exactly nothing to show for it. No blooms, not one. If you've spent the last few days convinced this is your fault, that you missed a watering, or your soil is wrong, or you simply don't have the touch for this plant, I want to stop you right there. Because in almost every case I've seen, none of that is true. There are 5 specific reasons a hydrangea stops flowering. Not vague reasons, specific, identifiable ones. And by the time we get through them, you're going to know exactly which one applies to your plant, because you'll be able to see it for yourself. We're going through these 5 causes in the order they actually show up in real gardens, most common first. There's a good chance you'll recognize your plant before we're halfway through. So let's start with the cause responsible for more flowerless hydrangeas than every other reason on this list combined. Most people treat pruning a hydrangea the way they'd prune any other shrub, a yearly tidy-up whenever it starts looking a little wild. That single assumption quietly ruins more blooms than anything else you're about to hear. Here's the question that matters. Did you cut this plant back in fall, winter, or very early spring? Even just a light shaping? Here's what almost nobody tells you when they hand you a hydrangea at the garden center. Not every hydrangea flowers the same way. Some types, especially big leaf and oak leaf hydrangeas, form next year's flowers on this year's growth. By late summer, the buds for next year are already sitting inside last season's stems, small and dormant, invisible under the bark. Other types, like smooth hydrangeas and panicle hydrangeas, build their flowers fresh each spring on brand new growth. Same genus, same watering, can completely different rulebook. If your hydrangea is one of the old wood bloomers, and the answer is yes, you've likely found your cause. Not because pruning is bad, because of when it happened. Picture that stem in late summer, with next year's buds already formed along its length, dormant and waiting out the winter inside the wood. A pruning cut doesn't damage those buds. It removes them entirely, along with the stem they were sitting on, and the plant has no way to grow replacements before spring. It leafs out perfectly fine from what's left. It just never had the chance to flower, because the flowers were already gone before winter even started. The fix is straightforward once you know the rule. Stop pruning in fall, winter, or early spring. If you need to remove dead wood, wait until new leaves appear so you can see exactly which stems are alive. And if you want to shape the plant, do it right after it finishes blooming. That's the only window where a cut won't cost you next year's flowers. And if this turned out to be your answer, don't feel bad. It's one of the most common hydrangea mistakes because the plant gives you almost no clue you've made it until months later. If you're already fairly confident nobody touched this plant with a pair of shears, tell me in the comments, because the next cause has nothing to do with anyone's decisions at all. Here's something strange that trips people up every year. The exact same plant, in the exact same spot, given identical care, can bloom beautifully one season and produce nothing the next. Nobody pruned it. Nothing changed about how it was treated. The only thing that was different was the weather. Those dormant buds we just talked about, the ones a poorly timed cut can remove, can also be killed by cold before anyone ever picks up a pair of shears. If pruning is off the table for you, and your area had a harder winter than usual, or a late frost after things had started warming up, this is very likely what happened. Flower buds are simply less cold hardy than the rest of the shrub. A hard freeze can kill them outright while the roots and stems come through completely unharmed, which is exactly why the plant leafs out looking healthy and still gives you nothing. The fix here is seasonal, not corrective. In colder regions, loosely wrap the base and lower stems before winter sets in, or pile on a thick layer of mulch for insulation. If this keeps happening year after year, look for a reblooming variety, one that can also flower on new growth, so a rough winter doesn't erase the whole season. And resist the urge to clean the plant up too early in spring. Wait until after your last expected frost. If pruning and frost are both ruled out, the next cause isn't about timing at all. It's about something happening to this plant every single day, in the exact spot where it's planted. One of the healthiest looking hydrangeas in the neighborhood can also be the least likely to bloom. Picture the plant for a second. It's full. It's green. From a distance, it looks perfectly healthy. But look closer, and the stems are a little stretched, leaning toward whatever light they can find. And the whole shrub never quite fills into that dense, rounded mound you see in a neighbor's yard down the street. That reaching, stretched out look is the clue. If this plant is sitting under a tree canopy, against a north-facing wall, or anywhere it gets less than about 4 hours of decent light a day, low light is a strong candidate for what's holding it back. Here's why that matters biologically. Forming flower buds costs the plant real energy, more than it takes just to keep leaves and roots alive and running. In heavy shade, a hydrangea can generate just enough energy through photosynthesis to maintain attractive foliage. It doesn't generate enough surplus on top of that to also invest in flowers. So the plant does the sensible thing with a limited budget. It keeps itself alive and green and skips the expensive part. The fix depends on how much you can change about the spot. If there's a tree overhead, thinning a few branches to let in morning or dappled light can be enough on its own. If the location itself is the real problem, the better move is transplanting in early spring or fall into a spot that gets 4 to 6 hours of light. Ideally, morning sun with some shade in the afternoon, especially in hotter climates where midday sun can scorch the leaves. Before we go any further, there's one thing that can undo everything I just said, even in a spot with perfect light. Sometimes the reason a hydrangea won't bloom isn't that you've done too little. It's that you've done too much. Have you been feeding this plant? Lawn fertilizer that drifted over from an edge treatment, an all-purpose plant food, anything applied more than once or twice a season? If this hydrangea is lush, oversized, a deep saturated green, and it's been on a regular feeding schedule, especially anything meant for grass, this is well worth looking at next. And it's one of the more ironic ones on this list, because it usually comes from trying too hard rather than not trying at all. Nitrogen is the nutrient responsible for leaf and stem growth, and in excess, it doesn't just fail to help flowering, it actively works against it. High nitrogen levels suppress the hormonal signals inside the plant that trigger bud formation in the first place, essentially telling the plant to keep building itself bigger instead of investing in reproduction. The greener and more vigorous the plant looks, the more likely this is exactly what's happening underneath that green. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Stop feeding it for a full season and let those nitrogen levels drop back down on their own. If you do fertilize going forward, choose something formulated for blooms specifically, which means higher phosphorus relative to nitrogen, and apply it once, in early spring, never in fall. If you've made it this far and none of the first 4 causes match your plant, stick with me, because this channel covers plant-specific troubleshooting exactly like this every week. And the last cause on this list is the one most people never even think to check. Subscribing means you won't miss the next one when it's your turn to need it. The last cause here is genuinely the rarest one, and it isn't really one mistake. It's 2 different situations that just happen to look identical from the outside. If you've ruled out everything so far, no poorly timed pruning, no frost damage, plenty of light, no overfeeding, there's genuinely nothing wrong with how you're caring for this plant. It's either not ready yet, or it was never going to work in this particular spot, no matter what you did. The first scenario is simple. The plant is young. If you planted this hydrangea within the last 2 or 3 years, patience is the actual answer here, not a fix. A young hydrangea spends its early seasons building root mass and sturdy structural wood before it has any energy left over for flowering. That's normal development, not failure. Keep giving it steady, ordinary care, and resist the temptation to change anything dramatic. Most of the time, it simply catches up. The second scenario is less forgiving. If this plant is mature, if you bought it without ever knowing its specific variety, and if you're in a region with real winter cold, the issue might be genetics rather than care. Some hydrangea varieties were simply never bred to survive cold winters with their old wood flower buds intact. In the wrong climate, a plant like that is structurally set up to lose its buds nearly every single year, regardless of mulching, wrapping, or anything else you try. The fix for a young plant is time. Give it 1 or 2 more seasons before troubleshooting further. The fix for a genuine variety mismatch is a little more direct. Replace it or add alongside it a reblooming or new wood variety that's actually suited to your climate. A quick check of the plant tag or a conversation with a local nursery about zone-appropriate cultivars will tell you in minutes what years of guessing never could. Here's the entire process, compressed down to 5 questions you can run through in under a minute. Did you prune this plant outside the right window, on a variety that blooms on old wood? Did a hard freeze or a rough winter hit right when the buds were vulnerable? Is it sitting in more shade than 4 to 6 hours of decent light a day? Has it been fed more often, or with more nitrogen than it actually needs? And finally, is it simply too young, or genuinely the wrong variety for where you live? Somewhere in those 5 questions is your answer. Not a guess. Not another vague tip about giving it more sun and hoping for the best. An actual, specific reason, and an actual, specific fix. The next time you walk past that plant, you're not going to see a mystery anymore. You're going to see a hydrangea that's telling you exactly what it needs, in a language you now know how to read. Because once you know how to read a hydrangea, it stops being a mystery and starts becoming predictable.